So when I was in high school, I would always say the exact same thing. College is expensive, it's a waste of time, a waste of money. I just don't want to do it. But I never actually meant it from a real fundamental view. Like I actually did my research. It was like, no, I just didn't want to go to college. I was being rebellious. I was like, yo, I don't want to go there. So here are the crazy reasons I'm inventing to why I don't want to go there. But in reality, years later, I realized that I really wasn't that wrong. College is very expensive. It is a waste of time for most people out there, and it is a waste of money also. And in this video, I'm not saying, for example, college is just stupid for everyone out there, but I'm saying for most people out there, they don't need to go to college. And the goal is to give you guys everything you need to make a better decision, whether you want to go to college, whether you don't need to go to college, or whether you should just wait, because that is an option. When I was in high school, they did not give me that option. It was like, yo, you need to go to college right after high school, okay? And I always felt like, oh my gosh, they have the best intentions in heart. But no, that's also part of the way schools get validated. How many of the students go to college right after, okay? These are all validation tactics. So I did not know they were not operating for my best principles or whatever, but they were just operating for themselves, okay? So my goal here is not to evoke you not to go to college, is for you to be decisive and convinced of your choice to go or not to go and what to do. I sound like a poet, right? Like pretty fancy stuff, okay? But that's the goal of this video. I don't mean to be, what's this guy's name? Shakespeare, right? I'm sorry. I'm just not, just history stuff. Just not coming here, okay? But yeah, that's what I'm saying, okay? Now, as always, guys, like this video on top, but also subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified. Now, the very first thing I kind of want to break down here is, why is college so expensive, okay? I always thought the price is what the price is. Prices go up. It's a part of the game. Big Macs went up 105% since 2000. It's just how things are, okay? But I never thought about it from this perspective. College has gone up by around 64% in the past 2 decades. It was actually pretty expensive. The average balance used to be around $17,000. Now it's around $37,000. It's like doubled almost. So my point is, college is very expensive. Now, I always ask myself, why do people keep going to college if it's so expensive? And the reason is because they simply can. They have the option to do it. Now, it's just common sense, demand and supply. If you have a business and you make it a part of the culture to actually take part in this business, the answer is a lot of folks are going to do it. It's like marriage, okay? When did it become like a ritual that you need to buy an expensive diamond ring to get married? I don't know when it happened, but you need to do it, because if you don't do it, you just look stupid and weird, okay? It's just how the system and the culture is today. Some things are like this. And today, it's like if you don't go to college, if you're not thinking about college, it's just like you look like a weirdo, like a loser in society. And whenever you have this very strong bondage towards this one idea and that everyone has to do it, I call that peer pressure, by the way, and you kind of have to go into it, guess what? People stop thinking about, for example, the consequences. Just say, hey, this is just the next logical step of what I have to do. Now, this is good for business because it means, hey, we're always going to have new customers. On top of that, the government is going to be basically helping subsidize these loans and so on and guaranteeing these loans. And on top of that, if I borrow money from the government, if I got, for example, those loans, I can't even bankrupt myself to basically get rid of them. And on top of that, if I am old and I'm getting paid Social Security, they can actually garnish my Social Security wages up to 15%. You can't get rid of this stuff unless you actually just not here anymore, okay? So it's like, wow, great for business. And as long as they keep increasing prices, they just keep increasing the loan balances, so who really cares? It's not actually affecting them. That's the big thing. Now, here are some scary facts about, hey, because one thing is, hey, this is expensive, but it's definitely worth it, okay? That's different, right? Because something that's expensive, but it's worth it, that's different. But something that's expensive and might not be worth it, well, that's scary. Now, here are some crazy facts I never thought about, but are actually very true, okay? 25% of grads actually make less than $35,000 a year. That's pretty crazy, okay? Because I can get a job that makes me 15 bucks an hour or 20 bucks an hour without a degree. But with a degree, I have basically like 25% chance that basically I'm not going to be making that much money, depending on the degree, obviously, okay? Number two, 30% don't use their degree in the field they actually went into. That's kind of me, right? Because guess what? I graduated, started a business, started working like crazy. I ain't use that accounting degree like that, son. You know what I mean? So it's like, why did I do that? I'll tell you more about that later in this video. Number three here, okay? Is it number three? It's number three. I think I said number four, but it's number three definitely. The average balance is about $37,000. So it's like this big consequence of going to something that culturally it pushes you into a lot of debt. You might not use it, and it actually might not be worth the money. I always think about this sad story of my friend. I won't say his name because I like my friend. And he has around, if it's still true, because I haven't talked to him in a long time, but he has around $88,000 in student loan debt, or like $80,000 in student loan debt. And he does not use his degree. He's just basically a security guard in a hospital. And I'm like, how is that possible? How was this kid allowed to, at the age of 17, 18, to get into so much debt, to go into a degree that sucks, business management, and to now he owes all this money, there's no way to get rid of it, and it was just like no one told him anything when he was going through the process. That's scary. That's kind of crazy, right? So that's one thing I want you to think about. Now, the second thing I want to tackle is how can college actually be a waste of money? You know, there are a lot of folks out there that, yeah, they go to college, they pick, for example, good degrees. A lot of folks don't pick good degrees. So a bad college experience would be you get a degree that does not actually return to you a proper return on your investment. It's like, I put my money, my time into this degree, and it's actually not earning me enough money to do anything whatsoever. A good one would be I put my time and money into this degree that earns me a pretty good return on my investment, meaning I make good money because I have this degree. Now, here's something people don't usually think about. People usually say, hey, if I have a bachelor's degree, I can earn, for example, $60,000 to $8,000 on average, which sounds very attractive. But what if, for example, you just went straight into the working field and you said, for example, hey, I'm just gonna go straight into work and start earning, for example, like $40,000, like with a degree or whatever, without a degree. And you think about, well, 4 years of going to college gets me 80K, while, for example, I could be making like $40,000 without a degree. That's kind of crazy. I'd rather get the 80K. But in reality, when you think about it, you might say, well, I spent 50K getting this degree to earn, for example, 80K a year. Thus, I make my money back in the first year. So why would I not do it? The truth is, okay, most folks don't think about this, okay? But if you can make $40,000 without a degree in those 4 years, you're giving up $160,000 in income on top of what you actually spent, which might be, for example, 50K. So now you're at $210,000, okay? So when you think about all that, it's like that 80K takes you a lot longer to actually make up based on what you could already made in reality just by going out there and getting a job right away. Now, this obviously means, okay, it all depends on what you want in life, all right? It all depends. So when you think about it, Tommy, what is your perspective? Does it mean that college is good? Does it mean that college is bad? The answer is you want to be rational and you want to use common sense. You want to be able to say, hey, this degree I'm going to get makes sense financially, or it might not make sense financially. Going into a degree, getting into a bunch of debts, not using it, it not being valuable. You don't need a thesis. You don't need me to tell you that's a stupid idea. You don't need to do that, okay? However, here's something that I wish I did from the very beginning. One thing that happened to me, guys, I was pushed into getting a degree because of my high school, because of culture, because of just peer pressure. My friends, everyone was basically just going to college. And it kind of just felt like, if I don't go to college, I'm going to be an idiot. My life is going to be ruined. Now, what I wish I would have done was, luckily for me, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to go into finance, something to do with money. And in reality, the only reason well, let me tell you what I wish I would have done first and tell you the mistakes I basically made right after. So what I would have done is basically, I would have gone first to community college because at the time, my family and I were very poor. I could have gone to community college for those 2 years, paid nothing. In those 2 years, save up, for example, like $10,000, $15,000 a year while working, have $30,000, $20,000, and basically gone to college with financial aid, scholarships, and cash, and graduate, for example, from a good college with a bachelor's degree in finance with, for example, zero debt whatsoever, gotten a job, and earn good money, like $70,000, $90,000 whatsoever, okay? That would have been good stuff, okay? However, Because I was so impatient and because I did not get accepted to the school I actually wanted to go to, I rushed into, for example, a private school that charged me a bunch of money. I rushed into a career that was also good. Why not do that one? Because I don't want to spend my life doing it in the first place. But I went into a career that I did not like. So I ended up graduating with debt, with a degree I did not plan on using, and spending a bunch of time and money just wasteful. So for me, college was a terrible investment. If I had gone directly into finance, like the way I actually intended in the first place, been a little bit more patient, it would have been a good investment because I would have used the degree. But in reality, I'm glad how everything worked out because since I was 11 years old, I always wanted to do what I'm doing right now. Okay, and instead of going to college, which I did. I spent, for example, time reading over 200 books to get the information I know today and to share it with you guys. But I also could have done that, but at the time, I just did not have the capacity to think about what I'm doing now in this way. But that's the whole idea. My point is, I would have been better if I am in college today and I don't know what I want to do, okay, I would just go to community college or I would just be working a skill or working a job because there's nothing that motivates you to figure out what you want to do like doing something that you don't want to do, okay? That is a big motivational factor. If you ever worked a job that you hate, you will think about so many other things that you could be doing in that very moment. And you will be searching for ideas all the time. It's a good motivator. But it's a terrible idea to lock yourself into a bunch of debt, locking in your time when you don't know what you want to do, like what they recommend you do when you're in high school. So that is my advice. Think things through. It's okay to wait. It's okay to pause. If you take 1 year off of college or 2 years off of college, you're not going to die. But make sure you use that time to save up money and stack up to get a skill, whether it's a trade or to go to college, but do it the right way. That is what I should have done. That's how I could have done it. It's not how I did it. It still worked out for me, but it doesn't mean that's the way you should do it, okay? Don't be stupid. Thinking that it worked out, so it worked. No, you don't have to make the same mistakes, okay? To hope it works out for you. You do things in a smart way. Now, as always, guys, thanks for watching this video. Comment down below college. We made it all the way to the end of the video. And as always, guys, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. Up here is another video. Up here is also my face. Subscribe. And I'm also going to work on a video maybe on top trades that you can get into without a college degree or something like that, okay? Let me know if you want to see that. Comment down below. Let me know, okay? Peace.